Here you go. You want to go walkies? Come here. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Hello and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Crystal Lynn, and this is Echo the Good Wolf, a 5-year-old low-content wolf dog and the self-appointed queen and patron saint of wolf dogs everywhere. Giving Echo the best life I can is one of my main missions in life. Providing her with robust nutrition is a key part of that. So today, I want to share why I chose to feed her a homemade, raw diet and a little bit about what that looks like for us. I'll start with the why. Echo was rescued from a hoarding situation when she was about 18 months old. Parasites were abundant, food was not always plentiful or consistently available, and to make matters worse, she had been nursing a litter of puppies. As you might imagine, she was pretty underweight. I selected what I felt to be a high-quality, grain-free kibble at the recommendation of a very knowledgeable friend, and at one point, I was feeding her 3 times the recommended amount for a dog her size. Still, I couldn't get her to gain weight. No matter how much kibble I fed her, it seemed to go straight through her. Unfortunately, this is a common story among wolf dogs. To understand why, it's helpful to understand why wolves and dogs have differing dietary needs and sensitivities. Dogs have been domesticated, living alongside humans, for more than 20,000 years. And during that time, they've adapted to eat many of the same foods that we eat. While it may not be ideal for dogs to eat large amounts of grain, legumes, potatoes, and other starchy foods, many of them can and do without intense reactions. Modern-day wolves, on the other hand, have never adapted to eat these common human foods. They eat much the same diet today as they did many millennia ago, consisting primarily of whole prey animals, whenever available, supplemented with berries and seed pods when prey is scarce. Wolf dogs, especially multi-generational wolf dogs with wolf genes on both sides of their family tree, are more likely to inherit sensitivities to grains, legumes, potatoes, and other starchy ingredients commonly found in commercial pet food. And such was the case for Echo and a number of our foster wolf dogs over the years, which led me to research and implement a raw diet. So what does this look like? What types of meat, bones, and organs do I feed? How much do they eat? And most importantly, how do I make sure they're getting the robust and balanced nutrition that they need to thrive? Well, why don't I show you? If you're at all interested in raw feeding, you've probably heard of the 80-10-10 ratio. 80% muscle meat, 10% raw meaty bones, and 10% secreting organs, half of which should be liver. This is an excellent framework to start from. However, I do things a little differently. I feed a higher bone percentage, anywhere from 10 to 15%. I do feed 5% liver and 5% other secreting organs, the same as the original model, but I add 5% pureed vegetables and fruit. And for the remaining 70 to 75% muscle meat, I further break it down into 2 additional categories. I try to include at least 5% fish and seafood, and I try to always include at least 10% muscular organs. Why? Why have I landed on these modifications, and what benefit do I feel that they provide? Let me explain. Number 1, the higher bone percentage. Bones and the associated cartilage provide many of the nutrients wolf dogs need to support long-term bone and joint health, something that is especially important for a large animal, like a wolf dog. Bone marrow is also dense in nutrients and healthy fats. I've found that my wolf dogs are hungrier and sometimes even lose weight unless they're eating a slightly higher bone percentage. Number 2, why include pureed veggies and fruit? 2 reasons. The first, because I'm unable to source every single organ, gland, and fluid that would be consumed from a whole prey animal. And as such, I need to replace those nutrients with other readily available whole foods. The produce section of my grocery store is an amazing resource for vitamins and antioxidants. So why puree them? While technically omnivores, wild canines don't prefer plant-based nutrition when other options are available. Some of the reasons for this are the short length of their digestive tract and the inability to grind their food with their teeth. Unlike herbivores that have very long digestive tracts, sometimes including fermentation and multiple stomachs and large flat molars to pulverize their food, canines have a very short digestive tract and pointy teeth. While they do a great job of quickly swallowing and passing raw meat through their system before any harmful bacteria growth can occur, they do a pretty poor job of breaking down the cell wall of plants and absorbing the nutrients within. Pureeing fruits and veggies is one way I help my wolf dogs absorb all of the nutrients they need to thrive. Number 3, why include fish and seafood? Oily fish like mackerel, sardines, and salmon provide essential omega-3s. Omega-3s are also found abundantly in the brains of whole prey. However, brains are something I haven't been able to source in the grocery stores near me. So it's important to replace these nutrients another way. Number 4, what are muscular organs and why include them? A muscular organ is any organ that does not secrete. Muscular organs tend to be more nutrient dense than other kinds of muscle meats, and they tend to contain all of the nutrients needed to support the same organ functions within my wolf dogs. For instance, heart is an excellent source of iron, taurine, selenium, B2, B6, and B12, all of which support long-term heart health. With all of that in mind, I thought I'd show you a few of Echo's favorite meals. The first consists of a few chunks of pork loin, chicken hearts and beef intestines, both of which are muscular organs, a mixture of ground beef, pureed fruit and vegetables, and beef liver, mixed together in this way to disguise the liver and veggies from my picky eater, chicken with skin and bones, and for the organ portion, I prefer to use smaller amounts of 3 different organs to more closely mimic whole prey, in this case, spleen, kidney, and pancreas. Some canned mackerel replaces the omega-3s they might otherwise get from eating brains. And to top it off, we're going to add an egg, mostly because it's so pretty. The second bowl I'm going to show you looks a little different because it was prepared ahead of time and frozen. It will be thawed for a day in the refrigerator before feeding. It consists of a chicken drumstick, ground turkey mixed with chicken liver and pureed veggies and fruit. Her organ medley includes chicken gizzards, beef heart, pork spleen, pork kidney, and beef pancreas. Chunked beef chuck roast rounds out her remaining muscle meat. And for toppers this time, she's going to get tripe and blue-lipped mussels. The last point I wanted to cover in this video is portion size. I feed Echo about 2 pounds a day and usually split it between 2 meals. The general rule of thumb is that a dog should eat between 2% and 3% of their ideal body weight per day. 2 pounds is a nice round number that falls within that range for Echo. It's easy for me to calculate, and it's an amount she seems to thrive on. Echo truly loves her meals. She's excited for breakfast and dinner every single day. She always licks her bowl clean, and I love knowing exactly what she eats and being confident that she's getting all of the nutrients she needs to live a vibrant, healthy, and active life. Raw feeding may not be for everyone, but it's definitely for us. I can no longer imagine going back to a kibble diet, and neither can Echo. Thanks so much for watching. We really hope to see you again on future videos. And if you enjoyed this one, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with other animal lovers. Thanks.